Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign, and you have just warped into the channel of short and sweet gaming guides. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is currently in early access, so you may see bugs and other oddities within the game itself, and everything is subject to change at any time. This is all part of the process. My Discord, Twitter and Twitch are in the description, come and join us. Remember, if you do enjoy these troop spotlights, smash that like or let me know down below which troop you want to see next. Today we will be spotlighting the Forester of the Vakan Minor faction, a longbowman unit. The Forester line boasts one-handed, bow, crossbow and athletics. No idea why both bow and crossbow. Maybe they'll have an option later down the line to switch between the two. With the veteran Forester hitting 200 in bow and one-handed, 180 in crossbow and 200 in athletics. These stats would be perfect if one-handed was two-handed, or they had a shield. That being said, their armor stats are medium, getting into melee range is a little rough for the bowman. If they get into melee range, as you'll see later. They use medium armor, longbow and a one-handed axe. These units excel at long range, and it's a pretty long range, not as far as the Fian, but it's close. They drop units quickly, making the rest of the army flee. I do love a longbow unit. So let's get into the troop tests. Firstly into the 20v20. Did we even need to do this one? As you can see, the Forester makes quick work of these lowly thugs. 0 losses, full decimation. Moving on to the 50v50. Setting a loose formation as you always should when using ranged in battle. It allows for every single unit to fire. If you bunch them up, the ones behind do not fire. Their distance is phenomenal on these units, only beaten by the godly Fians themselves. Complete and utter destruction of the enemy, leaving only one to escape, and not even coming close to our units. And now moving on to the 50 versus Castle Siege. Remember, these units have no shield and very little armor to defend against the ranged units on the walls. They will take constant damage, as you can see, but they do take quite a beating considering their armor. Sending a unit up the ladders proves to be the wrong idea. No shields means it's a 1-by-1 slaughterhouse, losing all units on one side. And a lot of units flee from battle, leaving one unit to come up the ladders on the right hand side. Normally in this situation you would flee, but this is science. The enemies make quick work of our units in range. Clear defeat, only killing 14 units and losing nearly all of ours. Moving on to the 100 versus Castle Siege. As with the last test, our troops are taking lots of damage out below the walls, so we moved our troops to the ladders. The angle that the ram is going up the hill was allowing for troops to be hit. Once our troops got on top of the walls, it was back and forth, with our side coming out on top at the start. Our bowmen headed into the courtyard with the melee troops and did surprisingly well. With only a few reds scattered throughout the green, and the enemy flees to the castle, this battle is won. We lost 11 troops and 16 injured, which is the most so far in the minor factions. Quite a high kill count from these bowmen though. We got caught out by a large army when recording, 90 versus 483. So I decided to go with it. I had a good feeling about these guys in the open field, setting a loose formation and waiting for the enemy to get into range. Once they did, as you can see, the enemy fall beneath their arrows. Such a massive slaughter. I set our troops to continue firing whilst falling back, leading to more and more kills. The enemy scatters with the amount of death happening so quickly, and we won this battle, killing hundreds. The rest of the battle was chasing down stragglers, taking out their king, taking out 334 of the enemy units, killing 242 of them, and only having 2 injured units. These guys are absolutely insane. Since these guys already obliterated the hardest test in these troop spotlights, I threw them up against a large town, knowing they would not win. I will have some cool video shots in the background while we go over this unit. So I guess comparing these guys to the Fian line, bow for bow, I would say they match up on damage, but the Foresters definitely fire more arrows per second, killing a lot quicker in the open field than the almighty Fians. That last battle was super quick, only 4 minutes long, most of that waiting for the troops to leave the map. In reality, the battle was more likely 2 minutes long. In melee, these guys do not do so well, especially when compared to the Fians. One-handed just doesn't do enough damage, and when you do not have a shield for defense, even a small one, makes it a rough choice. All in all, the Foresters excel, and are definitely one of the best in open field combat. When it comes to siege attacks, they are definitely one of the weakest minor faction units to use. Siege defense, these guys will excel during the first stages, but once the enemy gets up and over the walls, you'll be looking at a slaughter without melee units in front. A mixed bag with the Forester, but all in all definitely worth having a look at. And that's all we have for this guide. If you'd like to see more videos like this showing off the factions both major and minor in battle, please let me know down below, or smash that like button to show me you want more. And remember to sub to the channel for future short and sweet gaming guides in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord and many other RPGs in the future. Fly safe.